Hello everybody, Yiff Graphics here, and today I'm bringing you some more Major Minor. So last time we left off, we told Rook that we wanted to go to a maid cafe. He wasn't really happy about that. I guess, you know, he doesn't like them that much, so whatever. I also got some black coffee here with me. It's like 5:09 in the morning. I've stayed up all night. I accidentally messed up on recording this. But right now I'm recording it as how I usually do it, so let's get started into it. Rooks let us outside of the train station. I take a deep breath of fresh air. This is my first time being outside in quite a while. I didn't realize it earlier, but it also feels very nice to be able to use my legs again. The air here feels different. Of course, it is an entirely different environment than what I was used to. And it's not a bad different either. Okay, let's get Killa's voice here.
Huh? It sure smells different here.
Indeed it does. You get used to it. I know they put you on the train pretty fast after you got off that flight. But this must be your first time outside. At least, your first real time.
Yeah, I guess I'd say so. Wait, does that mean me and Yiffer were on the same flight at the same time too?
Well, no duh. Killa, we won the same contest.
And we just didn't know it? What are the odds?
About 100%. Yeah, 100%. Actually, the odds are pretty much 100% that we would be on the same plane in this case. But I don't feel the need to point him out and correct him. No one likes to be being corrected. Pretty solid, actually. You both won the same contest after all. Yeah, Rook, just way to go. Of course, Rook says it for me. Rook, the social assassin, blurts out the things we don't dare to.
Yeah, you're right.
Killa looks defeated. Precisely the reason why I didn't want to say that. Well, there's no point standing around discussing the smell in the air, you know? We did tell you we wanted to keep things low-key, but Clace insisted that you be transported around town in a limo.
Oh my gosh! Oh, my first time in a limo. Oh, that's so cool.
That was a pleasant surprise, actually.
Mood completely reversed. Let's go.
Not so far to go. It's right here. You know, I've been in a limo one time. It wasn't really that bad of an experience. Rook takes a few steps towards the parked limousine and knocks on the window a few times. Hey, come out and say hi. The two lucky winners are finally here. It was hidden in plain sight? I never would have guessed that was our limo, since they said we'd be keeping things down low. Well played. Outside of the driver's seat in the limo emerges a new face. New pretty face. Oh, hello good looking, what's cooking? Oh, getting kinda nervous around her already. Okay, let's get it on. You two are it?
Yeah, I guess. There were only supposed to be 2 winners after all, remember?
Not what I meant. I just expected something different, that's all.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you could call me Jade. It's a pleasure to meet the both of you. After a year of hype around this contest, you just start to expect something larger than life, that's all. I apologize if I offended you in any way.
It's nice to meet you also, and no offense was taken, don't worry. In fact, I've been wondering. A lot has been discussed about the image of people we have to in our head, and how sometimes it doesn't match up entirely. Can you tell us a little bit about what Clace is like? I feel like I've built up this image that is really incorrect. You've met him, right?
I see him all the time. Clace is a self-entitled, self-absorbed jerk. He only cares about himself and his own game.
What?
Wow.
That was a joke. Sorry, I'm still learning this humor thing. One step at a time, I guess.
Really? That was I find that was a good joke. If that was her definition of a joke, she doesn't need steps. She needs great giant leaps of bounds.
Rook tries to teach me in our off time together, but I've far from mastered the art of humor.
Oh, that explains it. Rook taught her. Yeah, Rook, you know, the antisocial guy.
Well, can you answer me truthfully?
Clace, is it? Well, he can be shy and silent, but he can also be loud and outgoing. He can be very polite and formal, or he can be lax and crude. He's just like any one of us. He's definitely not who you see on stage and in the spotlight. That's all just an act, a publicity stunt. He's just very down to earth and friendly. Unless you get on his bad side, of course. Like you or I. I don't think you'll have any trouble getting along with him, nor do I think he's anything like what you picture.
That sounds really cool. Thanks for answering. And, about the humor thing? You're doing great. Keep learning.
Killa can lie? Of course he can lie. He lied to us on the train. He told us he was coming here to see his brother, and look, he was the contest winner. Not like me, I'm the truthful one.
Thanks, Killa. I'll show you two to your seats, and we can finally get on the road.
Oh.
Hype level increasing, if you know what I mean.
We are led into a massive limo. In fact, it looks much larger on the inside than it does from the outside. I'm baffled. Jay quickly goes back to the driver's seat, leaving Rook, Killa, and I to sit in the back together.
Wow, this is amazing. This is the biggest vehicle I've ever been in.
This is unbelievable. You were on a train and a plane. It's definitely not bigger than a train or an entire plane, Killa. Though, I dare not correct him. And thankfully neither does Rook. That was odd.
Huh? Oh, sorry guys. I was in my own little world. I apologize.
He was staring at Jade through the separator. He should practice his own rules. That's pretty creepy. Does someone have a crush? Well, you know, if she was good looking, what up? I hear Jade speak to us from the driver's seat.
So, where exactly am I taking you three?
Regrettably, we're going to a maid cafe. I think you know which one I'd personally recommend, Jade.
A maid cafe?
Look, it wasn't my idea.
Sure it wasn't. I bet it really wasn't. Fasten your seatbelts then. The best maid cafe in Tokyo, coming up.
Anyway, I guess we better chat and pass the time until we arrive at our destination. What's on your mind? Throughout all the previous conversations, I noticed some shuffling coming from the passenger seat in the front of the limo. Ah, yeah, Jade's getting it on up in there. Was someone there with Jade? I decided to bring that up. Hey, who's up in there? Show yourself. Oh, you noticed? Huh. Well, Inumi, do you want to say hi? Hi. Or hi. I think that's a good voice for Inumi. Like, hey. Just as quickly as he appeared, he retreats back behind the shelter of the passenger seat. Who was that? It's Clace's brother, Inumi.
Clace's brother? But he looks nothing.
It's Clace's brother, Inumi. If we were in an anime, I would have seen an anger vein popping on Rook's head. He says it in a tone that implies he knows that Inumi is not Clace's brother, but we all have to play along. For whose benefit? Or whose benefit? I don't know.
Oh, I see. Well, that's cool.
Very cool indeed. I can't tell if he's sincere or not. Well, either way, I have some stuff that you'll need to know before I can confidently throw you into the wild. So make sure you're paying attention and take notes if you have to. Me and Killa both lean in and listen intently. First of all, many people going to assume that you speak Japanese when in reality you don't. You'll need to say Nihongo ga wakiramasen. I don't think I got that down right. I don't know any Japanese. This will let them know, I'll bet in imperfect grammar, that you don't understand Japanese. I'll have you say it like this to avoid confusion. If you told them imperfect Japanese that you don't understand, well, that would just be confusing. If someone flawlessly said to me that they were sorry that they didn't speak English, I'd think they were pulling my leg, yeah. Like, no, that's the only thing I know in English, and that line that explains that line. Really? See? Killa nods and I do in turn. Saying it that way will almost always mark you as a foreigner, which is what you want to advertise. Oh, and if the citizens call you a gaijin, just know that it's a term of endearment. You might hear it a lot on your adventures around Tokyo, and I won't be there for all of them. This all sounds fair and true. It's nice to know Rook can be civil and polite. For once, he's helping and not judging or being condescending in the slightest. I start to see him as a different light. A light that makes it really hard to discern his true intentions. Why judge and belittle us earlier and then be so kind and polite? But there's one more thing that is the most important of all. It relates to a current event in Tokyo.
What is it?
The midnight deaths.
Excuse me?
Lately, there's been a lot of crime and self-inflicted harm in Tokyo. But these acts always happen at midnight, right on the dot.
Are you serious? I'm shivering.
Hey, I never lie. Especially not when the topic involves murder and suicide, okay? And since these grisly actions happen always at midnight, they were given the term the midnight deaths. It sounds weird, I know, but it sounds much cooler in Japanese. Everything sounds a little cheesy when romanized. But as if the timing of the event is weird enough, it's even more weird when you look at the timing of Incident 0.
What do you mean?
These tragedies, they only started happening the night Clace and his tour arrived in Tokyo. Us.
What? What exactly? Like, I don't feel comfortable around you. Are you a killer?
And, as the Japanese are very spiritual and superstitious people, people have started to think that Clace is a curse or ill omen.
What? That's not nice.
Well, yeah, but you know, they are superstitious.
I hope now you can understand that having you all here on the down low wasn't just a decision made on the fly. Clace fought Singe for a week just to get this limo. He's also been restricted from going outside too much at all.
Wow.
So, along with that, I would suggest not telling anyone why you are here. You don't want to be shunned by association. So, just make sure to keep your involvement in the contest a secret. Well, I just blew that with, you know, the other contest winner over here.
He stares at me with the squinty, hateful eyes. I'm never going to hear the end of breaking the NDA.
Normally, there would be a formal announcement in the press and a welcome ceremony with paparazzi et al. But we thought it would be best to avoid that such until the events came to an end. Please understand.
I understand. It's not what I expected at all.
This won't affect your involvement with Clace or his friends, or your enjoyment of Japanese culture, of course. Everything about this endeavor is still on par for the green. We just need to take a couple extra persecution.
Yes, of course.
I wanted to keep this out of the way before you found out on your own. The streets of Tokyo also empty much earlier than normal, people rushing home to be with their loved ones. It's said that those who wander the streets after midnight are looking for deaths to find them.
Okay, enough talking about death for one night, Rook. Too much on my nerves.
Sorry.
The limo slowly comes to a stop, but this just leaves us all in an awkward silence, as we can't even hear the motor running anymore.
Well, I guess that means we're here.
You know, I've gotta say, you picked the worst possible time to tell us that story of yours, Rook. I scare easily, you know? I know I'm going to be worrying every second I'm here.
Would you rather I didn't tell you, and then you get harassed by people on the streets because you told them your secret? It needed to be said. I just assumed it would be better if I explained it than some random citizen on the streets.
I guess you're right. Sorry for overreacting.
The other people wouldn't have said it nearly as politely as me. And some places would deny you service instantly. Just don't mention Clace to anyone who doesn't know your involvement, and you'll be golden. It's not a big deal.
I guess not. Rook leaves the limo without saying another word. It seems like this trip has much more terms and conditions than originally intended. But I guess for peace of mind for us and for the citizens, keeping our involvement a secret was an easy obstacle to overcome.
Well, here we are, you two. Just mind your head as you exit. Wouldn't want to bang them on the way out.
Me and Kill exit the limo in tandem. The doorway was big enough to fit the both of us. Okay, see, I did this already, but I accidentally messed up, so I'm gonna save over this one, and that's gonna be it for this part of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm pretty sure this wasn't long. I'm pretty sure the ending of this chapter is coming up, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.